Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Spiderwing and Naxx Ramass. This is a Nupercon. On the pool, we're going to have two off tanks pick up one of the ads each and face it away because they cleave and smack you around a little bit. Everyone's going to cleave off the boss and the crypt guards. Boss will do an ability where he sends out a line of spikes in the raid. I'll probably get hit by it. So everyone's just cleaving. Try not to stack the cleaves. Have them facing away from the melee and other tanks if you can. Melee generally will fap on pull, and the off tanks will also fap on pull. There is an armor debuff, I believe, on the tank, so he generally will pop his stone shield instead. And then you just slam the boss down. There are more mechanics to this, but we're not going to show that because this run is just too fast. But normally, basically, if your DPS isn't ridiculous like this, basically there'll be a locust swarm mechanic. The boss will be located roughly around here just before locust swarm happens. The melee DPS and range will move away from the boss when it does locust swarm, and the boss will be kited around the outside ring by the tank in that case. When Locust Swarm happens, a crypt guard, like one of the ads from the beginning, will spawn over here behind this curtain, and the off-tank picks it up, you kill it. Every single time that you kill one of these ads, by the way, it spawns 5 ads, and if someone dies, it spawns 5 ads. I think the small guards, they spawn 10 ads. Anyway, boss is dead, no mechanics, moving on. Then we got some trash. Yeah, for this trash is just lots of packs of little spiders. AoE them down, organize lip taunts for them. Kill the big guy first. And with these little ads, ideally you want to face them away. They have frontal cone abilities and stuff like that. So if you're off tanking, just try to stack them but also face them away at the same time. I think one of them does like a Mortal Strike debuff for healing as well. So you don't really want to spread that. Coming around the corner, got some more packs heading over to the next boss. So just more AoE, lip taunt shouts. We'll see if we can move this up a little bit. Actually, no, we're going to do a big pull here. So this pull that they're about to do, this is not normal. This is a fully BIS geared Naxx group GDKP. Like this is not normal activity. So just normally you would pull this next pull will be done in two separate pulls generally. But these guys have big old balls, so here we are. So they're going to pull 4 of these large spiders now. They do a poison charge, so you'll notice maybe in this footage that there is a hunter eating that charge. There you go, that mob just charged a hunter. So they're eating the charge, they're staying back at the regular hunter do shit range, and we AoE things down. They're going to clear out this hallway, just to make this area clear for when they start doing the boss ads. So I'll just move this up. This isn't important. Those purple things, I think they're the ones that do the Mortal Strike frontal cone. So like I said before, if you're an off tank, just make sure that you're facing all those little spiders away from everybody else, please. Let's move forward to these ads. Now, these ads are from the boss room. So I've cleared out that back hallway. We're pulling these ads now to the corner. We're doing a line of sight pull. The reason being is that they do an Arcane Explosion, and we're trying to condense them for AoE. So the hunter will just carefully pull, pack at a time. There are spiders, I think in this area as well. There is, yeah, he's pulling one now. So you've got some spiders, you've got some humanoids. You'll basically have the pack will split. Half of them will be out here, picked up by tanks, and the rest of them just get cleaved around the corner. It's real basic. When doing these ads, you kind of also want to put on fire protection potions. because you're going to need them for the next boss, and it's just easier for your potion cooldown to be up for that. And these guys, I don't think they do any fire damage, so it's just Shadow and Arcane from memory. So here you go, these guys get pulled up around the corner. They're dropping threat, by the way, those ads, and these ones are doing the Arcane Explosion. Anyway, we'll move up to the boss itself. Let's have a look. So this is Grand Widow Faralina. So on this boss you're going to have mind control priests, one on either side. Just pause that for a second. So you'll generally have a couple of ads that need to be sacrificed stacked up here on this little corner, and on the other side another 2 sets of ads. So when you sacrifice an ad on this boss, basically it stops an enrage and it also silences the boss for 30 seconds. The boss will do a poison bolt volley, so if you want, you can just grab a mind control, run over there and sacrifice it on the boss at the start, so that way it's not doing the poison bolt volley if you want. It's just less mechanics. And then you need to just worry about the rain of fire that drops around the room. That's why you did that fire protection potion. And you need to also kill 2 of the ads at the beginning because they're annoying, they silence and charge. So you kill Skull and X, kill the boss, stack them for cleave if you want. And then the sacrifice minions, which have been marked here with a moon, triangle, diamond and circle, they get split, they get off-tanked, and then they're sacrificed. Personally, what I would like to see happen is, say, for example, we'll just instantly sacrifice one on the boss at the beginning, then we'll mind control another ad when it's time to Berserker, and that way it frees up one of the off-tanks to DPS, and it's just more DPS. But then again, that really depends on how quickly you're killing everything. You might not even need too many sacrifices at all. We'll let this one play out. Just have a look at the mechanics. You'll see a bit of rain of fire going on. The rain of fire can go anywhere, which is also another thing that you need to be aware of. If you're near a priest that's mind controlling and you know, get a fire on top of you, it's going to hit them and break the mind control. So this DPS is ridiculous. So there isn't many mechanics that want like the first boss. There's not many mechanics in this one either. There you go, rain of fire. It's a bit chunky. You can see this guy dropped down to like 20%. Moving out of the rain of fire. And the boss is going to drop pretty soon. Only 1 worshipper was sacrificed. I don't think they even got an enrage. It's just ridiculous damage. Alright, moving on. So because they cleared out that hallway, they're going to be able to move up to this trash. So we're basically making our way to the next boss, which is the end boss of this wing. It's a big old spider. So to do that, we kind of skip a few mobs, but also play it safe. We pull these packs of ghouls. They do an ability. I think it's like when they're 50% health, they can stun and slap, or they do something to the person who's tanking them. So you kind of just want to burst them as quick as possible, especially when they're sub 50%. This mob here has one ability at Shadow Bolt Volley. Just turn it around, don't have it facing the raid. It's not complicated. These guys, you got to be careful when you pull them because there's things patrolling around near them, and if you don't get a good clean pull on them, they can just stay there and start shadow bolting people. Gargoyles, see how we're hugging the corner. We're trying not to pull too many gargoyles because these guys do a stacking debuff. So stacking debuff is currently there. It's just nature damage. Just get them down as soon as you can to prevent the stacks getting too high. You generally will have mage food on you just in case you need to eat and cut down on the amount of damage taken. So hugging the slime, but don't dip into it like I did, because there are patrols. Now we're about to encounter a patrol. I believe these guys hurt. They poison charge, so generally you would just stack for them. So you try to avoid the big spiders if you can. Looks like we're going to get away with it. Just killing the ads, killing the ghouls, hugging the left hand side, trying to get to the next boss. That's almost there actually, so we'll just speed this up a little bit. Okay, this is Naxx now. Now, once again, really good DPS in this group. So not too many mechanics, but you'll get to see some of them. Now, this boss has a necrotic poison that will go into the tank from the boss, and when the boss spawns adds, they also do necrotic poison. Generally, you would have a healer assigned to dispel the necrotic poison on the tank immediately. Otherwise, they're going to have a bad time and probably die. So, web spray will happen in this fight. You can't remember the timer on it. It's not. I think it's like maybe 30 seconds to a minute. But basically, you want to top up the tank before web spray happens. Doesn't really do too much damage to the raid. It's like probably 2-3k. It's not that bad. But he will, or she will, also throw people up onto the wall and put them in web wraps. Generally, you'll have DPS break them out of those cocoons, or healers heal them. So, kill the boss, kill the ads, rinse, repeat, and make sure the tank is topped up before web spray. So, the boss gets pulled, tank automatically turns him around. Everyone's pumping, and we're just basically doing damage to the boss, waiting for the ads, and waiting for someone to go onto the wall. Normally you would have hunters, so people just got thrown onto the wall. Normally you would have hunters run over there and break them out, or a healer will go over there and just make sure that they don't die to the damage while they're in the cocoon. Yeah, you can see them just up here on the wall there. But this boss got deleted. Sub 30% she'll enrage as well, so just make sure there's heavy healing on the tank when it's sub 30%. Depending on your raised DPS, you might basically just try to hold off for that 30% and time a web spray, so that way you're not getting a web spray when she's enraged. So keep that in mind depending on what your DPS is like. But yeah. That's Spiderwing.